Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning in. This is the love segment. For the main read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot by Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite. I don't know if you can see that. Still a slight glare. Is it from behind me? I don't know why it's so glary. But anyway, the oracle cards are going to be the Romance Answer cards by Doreen Virtue. I almost called her Dorothy. Okay, relationships first, and then singles second. Alright, so I think I am going to do some oracle cards here. It looks like you're going through kind of like a moment here that you may not be sure you're making a wise choice. You're kind of questioning something here. I feel like something's uncomfortable at the very least, but the love is here. Like I got the Ace of Cups on your side. And I feel like you're going along with something based on love. So what is happening here? I got the true love card on their side, but I have to be honest, what I'm looking at here, I'm kind of wondering what exactly is happening. Is it like a surprise thing? Alright, I almost feel like the other person might be working on a surprise in a sense for you. Okay. But I feel like you're picking up on it and it might be like you don't know what's happening, but you're like, I know something's going on and you're not liking it. Although I'm not seeing like bad cards. I just feel like there's something being kept from you and you're not really liking it. Alright, so this came out a little wonky. What's holding things back on their side is the Temperance card. And I feel like you're continuing on this effort. This card seems to be sliding between what's going on and what's kind of holding you back. It's only partially what's holding you back. So I feel like you might be a little like curious, like what are they doing? But they're biding their time. They're moving very slowly on something, which is interesting because it's not like I don't feel like you'd be against things moving forward slowly. Just I feel like they're keeping things from you, but I feel like it's more of a surprise. And I just feel like you realize there's something going on that they're not telling you, and it's aggravating you. Okay. I don't think it's bad though. I feel like I just do it's the surprise element. I feel like you're not comfortable with it. So I do feel like they have you involved though. They have the Ace of Pentacles on their side. See, this also is like this card is also like tripping in like this much into this part for you. So like they have things going on and I feel like you're a part of it. But they're not telling you, like, it's not on the level about what's actually happening. I feel like there's, like, picking somebody up from an airport or planning some type of event, but it's not right on the level what it's actually for, but they're telling you kind of what it's for. I feel like they're trying to pull off a surprise, but it's a little bit more shady than it should be. It's just not coming off right. I feel like you're kind of getting a little annoyed with it. I do. And this is their side, the moon. They are not telling you what's going on. They're just, I feel like they're trying to get a surprise going in your favor, though. I really do feel like it's in your favor. But it's like a party or something, or somebody's coming. Maybe you know about the party, but you don't know who's coming. Something like that. They're working on a surprise, and I feel like they're not sure it's going to work out, or they just feel like the surprise is just going to be worth it. I'm getting like there's a surprise in the works here. And I feel like you're kind of getting annoyed with it. We have the Three of Rods on the opposite side of the moon for where this is headed. And I'm feeling like you're just like, You're getting annoyed. I feel like you're getting annoyed and you're just trying to ignore that it's even happening. I've got pay attention to red flags. Below you on the spiritual section is kind of open. I feel like you're trying to be fair. You're trying not to overreact, but I feel like it's really starting to aggravate you at some point. And you're just like, I know something's going on, and nobody's telling me, and what is going on? And I feel like it's really, really aggravating you. But you keep going. Dependable Capricorn keeps going. Stereotypical. Typical? Capricorns are typically dependable. That's all I'm saying. Trying to say, if I could spit it out of my face. It does go their favor, though. I feel like things are going well on their side. Like, they have this going on. I almost feel like it's kind of like they're trying to make something work out. It might be a last-minute type thing. I do feel like it's working out in their favor. They're really excited about this. They're trying really hard to keep it from you. I feel like there's a lot of I feel like it's difficult. Like, they realize they're trying to be very strong and not letting you know what is happening, but keeping you on the level as much as possible. I feel like they're taking on the brunt of the situation themselves, trying to make it happen, and they really want this to happen. Like, it says, stay optimistic about your love life. It's on their side, and I'm really focusing on the lady there. She's like giving something. It's like handing something to an altar in a sense, but I feel like it's a gift. She's trying to get a gift together. She's trying to get this to work out. Of course, don't get caught up in the gender. It's a general read, but I'm just saying, this person is definitely trying to make something happen. I feel like it's a gift type situation, trying to a surprise, and there's love between the two of you. I feel like this is a very good relationship. I don't feel like you're very appreciative of the secrets. I feel like in your sense, you might be like, this would probably be better if you just didn't try to surprise me. I'd probably be a lot happier with it, but some people feel like surprises are a good thing. So some people like them, some people don't. You know, it's based on where you fall. They seem to think it's a great idea, and that's where that's going. I feel like they're trying to keep it from you, but the outcome is the sun with the deception, which means this surprise they're really doing their best, and I feel like it's all about. I feel like this deception is released, and they're happy, and then this is a good moment. I have to say, and maybe this is the reason this is coming through. Maybe this is why you're seeing this. If this is hitting for you, I feel like you're very graceful about the whole situation. You're very giving, and you're very nice, and you're like, oh, that's great, all right, but I think you're kind of feeling like all that ridiculousness for that. Okay. I feel like you're kind of like, you're so annoyed with all the ridiculousness before this. I don't know, is this, I don't know why it's so bright behind me. There's like a really bright light in the camera. It just keeps getting brighter, it seems. Maybe I'm crazy, and it's not, like, in real life it's not. I'm just saying. I don't know why it's so bright behind me. I'm feeling that it's not like it's a bad surprise, but you're like, this, really? All this ridiculousness? Really? I feel like you're kind of like, I could have done without that. And especially because below the Six of Coins, you have the Four of Cups. I feel like you're accepting and you're trying to be gracious, but I just feel like you're like not in the surprise situation. Like, however it's either you're not into surprises or the way it worked out, you're just not happy with it. But you're like, it's fine. I kind of feel like it's almost like the surprise really isn't worth it to you. Something just didn't hit right. I feel like you're still, like, you're okay with it. You're not, the Four of Swords, which if you can see it, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know why it is so bright behind me. It is so crazy. I don't even know if you can see this because it's so bright. I don't know if is there some fog in the thing? Nope, that didn't help. Okay. Hopefully you can see these. The Four of Swords there. With the let your friends help you. I feel like you're just trying to be like, it is what it is. And I feel like you're recognizing that it's, It was meant to be nice, but I also have this card there, unrequited love. Like, you're not, I just feel like you're not into this whole surprise thing. You're just really not into it. And it's either one of two things. Either the way it played out or the actual surprise itself is just not what they thought. Either, I'm thinking in some cases there's like a relative that doesn't live close by and they're thinking, oh, this is going to be a great time, and just you're like, oh, no, if I wanted to see this person, I would have. I feel like it's kind of like that thing. I just feel like the surprise is just falling flat for you. Either one, because of the way it happened, or two, just the surprise itself. You're just like, well, I understand why you thought I'd like that, but like there's unspoken things here. There's something else below the surface here, and you're not really into this. Okay, so, but I feel like the whole point is the other person has really good intentions. I feel like you let them feel, like, I feel like they're all excited about it. I just feel like you're just like, this whole surprise thing, I could do without that completely. I could just do without that. Okay, so I don't feel like it's bad. I just feel like you're not, like, when the deception is released, like I feel like this last card is released because it's the sun card with it, and the sun card is always good, even upside down or right side up, typically when I read it. So I feel like it's good, and they feel like it's the greatest thing. I feel like you're letting them feel like it's the greatest thing, but internally, honestly, you're just like, surprises are not. This surprise did not work out. Like, you're just not a fan of it. Okay, alright, so I feel like the message came through there. It's basically a surprise that you're not over the moon about, for one of two reasons, it seems. But it's going to work out, and I feel like it's fine. It's just one of those things where I feel like the more you know going into it, the easier it is for you. I feel like you're trying to keep an open mind, you're giving it a chance, but I really feel like when it happens, you're just like, oh, okay. I've never had this with the light behind me like this before. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know if I can fix it real quick. It seems like it's not even that bright here. I don't understand what we need to do. Hopefully you can see me enough. Let me try something. I don't know if that helped any. It's definitely the glare behind me. I don't know if that. Yeah. Maybe I'll just try this. I can't make it stop. Alright, so let's just get into singles and I'll stop being ridiculous about that. Because I think you can see me enough to see the reading. It's so weird. That light has never been like that I've noticed. Unless you've seen it in previous videos of mine, you can point that out to me. Let me know what video, because I did not realize that was happening before. And honestly, it's like it's a cloudy day here, so I'm kind of like blown away, but that the light is so bright behind me. That's a hidden thing, yes. Okay, so singles, Capricorn singles. Messages for Capricorn singles. I'm still kind of blown away, I'm so bright, but I must have touched something on the camera, I'm guessing. Alright, Capricorn, what do we got going here for you? Definitely memories. Okay. Seems to be a thing this month. I know there's been at least two other signs I want to say that it's been past relationships or things like that have been coming back. I'm not sure if we're going to need these yet, but I want to shuffle them a little bit. You're in a good spot. You're happy where you are. This is the World card. There we go. And your thoughts, are the High Priestess. So you're trying to do, I feel like you're trying to do the right thing and you're staying on the right path, is how you feel about it. Now, this being said, this situation has started in a, wherever this started, like, I wonder if this person you've had arguments with in the past, or you've had a breakup with them in the past. It's a general read, so I'm thinking for a lot of you, you've already tried this sort of, and you've had a breakup, or there's been like a friend connection, and there's been a falling out between friends, and maybe you haven't seen each other in a while, that type of thing. But even though this is in the distant past and there was some distance for a while, the Knight of Swords, this person has come back, and some type of invitation is what I'm thinking. Some type of mutual event. Something has changed here, that's for sure. But this person, either way, has come back in. And I feel like actually some of them, in some cases for some of you Capricorns, there's been like they've actually reached out to you in some respect, maybe through Facebook or some other thing, or they saw you at an event, they saw you out at the grocery store, and they started talking to you, and they're like, let's hang out, let's see what's going on. Now, this being said, I feel like a lot of you, this was like some type of disruption between friends, and there's been some distance. I don't really think you had the disruption with them, but I think it was like more through friends, and there's been distance due to it, something like that. And you're holding burdens from it. I am getting, though, since it's a general read, you might have had arguments with this person in the past, and you might be questioning if this is a good idea to try this again. I don't feel like this was very established the first time. And I mean that in the sense of like if there was a romantic connection with this person in the past, it didn't last very long, or it's definitely like there's a connection through friends and there was a falling out and it just never had a chance to go there. Either because they were with someone else or the opportunity never presented itself. That being said, I feel like you are giving it a shot. Like you're taking up this person on the offer, and when you do that, the sparks fly. The Lover's card right there. Now, there's a card below this that's face down that fell out while I was shuffling, and I feel like this is like a hidden part that you're not aware of. It's upside down. I feel like this person isn't doing very well. Something in their life is really not going that well. And they're kind of falling apart. But I feel like they might be hiding that. And you might be kind of a release from that. Now I got that, and I'm also noticing in the environment, I have the Three of Swords, which I feel like they're going through some type of heartbreak. Okay. So does this mean, is this like a rebound thing? Alright, for some of you, I do feel like this is a rebound for that person, but you're not seeing it. You have no idea what's going on for them. They're going through heartbreak and loss in some sense. And you're a distraction, you're a good thing that they can focus on that pulls them out of that. But my question is, how long does this last? Because what I see going forward is I see the Magician and the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is good for a Capricorn because they like a slow start. The Magician means you can make it what you want it. So I don't feel like this is a beginning or an ending. I feel like you get to decide whether you want this to continue or not. I'm really not getting whether this is a beginning or just a flash in the pan type of thing. I feel like you're in the control seat here. I feel like this person will basically go along with what you want. So if you want to hang out more, they'll hang out more. If you want to do things, they'll do things. If you want to call it quits, they'll call it quits. I feel like you have some dedicated effort here, plus the Chariot. So I do feel like you're feeling it for them and that you're going to keep it going. But you have the choice to move the Chariot in a different direction. You can move on or you can move forward. I don't feel like you're going to stay stagnant with this. And whatever way you choose, it'll be fine for you. I'm still not thinking you're aware of what's going on all that much with them. Something is going on with them. Like there's some type of loss, but I don't feel like they're really letting you know. You might know the surface level, but they're holding a lot back. Now, as this goes forward, whatever you choose, if you choose to continue or not continue, whichever works out better for you, either way, I do feel like you're going to be thinking about this person where the past has been and what possibilities lie forward. These two cards, especially when these two come together, the 6 and the 7 of Cups, it's memories with possibilities. Like, this is the memory card. This is like all the different possibilities you could have. So whether you choose to continue it with them or you don't, I feel like you're still going to be like, for example, if you say, no, I'm going to walk away, I'm not going to do this, you're going to be doing the what if thing. What if we did, and what about the history and connections we have? You'll be thinking, like, was it a good decision or not? I feel like if you decide not, you'd be like, well, there's these problems from the past, and all these other problems could exist in the future, so I feel like you're going to be reinforcing that. But in the same sense, if you choose to go with them, you're going to look at the history with a favorable outlook, like, well, there are all these good things in the past, and all these good things could happen in the future. I feel like you're just talking yourself into whatever choice you made, and you're cementing it in. Okay, so again, whatever way you choose to continue it or to walk away from it, I feel like it's completely in your court. Whatever way you choose, you will be reinforcing your thought pattern for the way you chose. So I feel like you literally can choose whichever way you want, whatever way serves you best, and you'll be comfortable with it either way, which is very interesting. I think the whole thing about this part of the reading, though, if this is hitting for you, is the other person is going through a lot of emotional upheaval. Like, they're not doing well. I don't feel like they're doing well at all, and there's a lot of heartbreak, and there's a lot of dark clouds around them. I don't feel like they're doing all that well, and even though you might find out the surface level, I don't feel like you're going to know how deep and how painful it really is for them. I feel like that might have an effect, but they're trying to kind of move away. They're trying not to think of something because they feel powerless with it, and you're kind of like a positive distraction from it at this point. I do feel, though, whichever way you choose, they're going to go along with you based on that, and you're going to be able to, like, establish this relationship or move it on from this relationship based on how you feel is right for you. Okay. All right. I think that's all we have for singles. I don't know if that light calmed down or not, but if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.